those guys are racing with passion. You've got Mike Wales in the bow, who's a former varsity guy, probably wants to look at the top boat, and his brother as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, rowing definitely is a sport that stays in the family. I know you mentioned your younger brother also rowed at Harvard on the lightweight team, so it's a sport that kind of gets passed down from parents to kids, brothers to sisters, so on and so forth.
Yeah, my sister rowed as well. Yeah, while I was at school, there were 2 sets of twins that were on the team as well.
Huge lead for Harvard, already blowing this race wide open, and now the real challenge is just to continue at this pace that they've really blazed early on.
Yeah, they got to get home safe. I mean, they've got a length of open water. At this pace, who knows what it could be, but the race is quickly becoming between MIT race. Harvard's got to take this home safe. Given the conditions, there could be, a crab or so they've got to row carefully, but they've got this well in hand so far.
MIT took second in its second varsity vote last week in its race between Yale, MIT, and Georgetown. Dartmouth clipped Delaware in its second varsity vote. Harvard's second varsity fell to Delaware, beat Georgetown last week right here on the Charles.
Yeah, although I bet they didn't have conditions like this.
Yes. Second varsity vote for Harvard with some former varsity guys in that.
Moving along really nicely. It looks like Dartmouth has moved back on MIT and started to take them in this third 500 here, but Harvard's just got to take this one home.
Now, Dartmouth generally has a little bit more depth in that second boat than MIT. Had a good win with their second boat last week, and yeah, they're starting to pull away. But right now, it's all Harvard as the Crimson continue to stretch their lead heading towards that final quarter.
Yeah, and they look pretty clean for the conditions. And long, when you can see who you're beating and not have to worry about them. Harvard crew looks pretty relaxed.
And to see how big the margin must be has to be a huge energy boost as well.
Yeah, it can be challenging to stay motivated once you've sort of won the race. So, the adrenaline starts to sort of die away as you've got a lead like this, and you have another 2 minutes that are going to continue.
A huge lead, would you say 2-3 lengths over Dartmouth here, and then Dartmouth has opened up about a length on MIT.
Yeah, that's probably right. You see the MIT crew struggling a little bit. They've over the race or gotten their blades caught. It's
Dartmouth going pretty wide again. We saw that with their first boat, their second boat as well. Might shift out into a little bit more bumpy water here down the stretch.
Yeah, it's challenging for coxswains to stay in their lanes here, just given that often other courses are buoyed, so
yeah,
they're very clear guidelines. But here it's sort of, you've got a number 2 miles down the river point towards that, and so, as a coxswain racing here, it's tough. You want to give the straightest course possible.
Gives a real home advantage to Harvard or MIT.
It is. And sort of on a beeline for his bow number, or his buoy number. MIT is sort of pulled towards us out into probably the 5th lane, and yeah, although MIT has done a good job staying in their lane. It looks like Harvard at least has 2 lengths of open now.
Just a dominating effort, too. Harvard took that lead within the first couple of strokes, and it has just gotten bigger and bigger as it's gone.
Yeah, it's great to see. It really pumped them today. It's great.
Well, here comes Harvard down to the wire. Crimson varsity's already won. Now second varsity with an easy win. No sweat here, unlike that close first varsity race. And the Crimson cruise to a huge second varsity win.
Yeah, they don't really have to do much in the last 500. Just bring it in at race pace. But
those are the wins you like the most. Don't even have to empty the tank at the end. You can just kind of soak it in those last few strokes.
Yeah, no, everyone's going to be really happy. Pick up 2 new t-shirts. It was a good day.
All right, easy win for Harvard here in the second varsity, and now Dartmouth trying to close off and get second. Looks like the green will take second. In third. Comfortable win for Harvard, though, and it just in here. Every single race we've seen so far has had Harvard out on top.
Yeah, we've got, it looks like it, a 10+ second margin, hearing possibly 15. Yeah. Big win. And you know, you see there, as you mix in some of the freshmen into the top boat, your lower boats just get stronger. And which is, you know, what happened here. Just looking at the margin between MIT and Dartmouth in this race versus the previous race, you know, obviously significantly tighter racing in the last one. Just integrating those freshmen improves the talent across all the boats.
Well, big win for Harvard. Crimson Varsity in the Big Lynn Bowl. We'll step aside here on the Ivy League Digital Network.